Hey everybody, JC here with Catalyst Insurance Group, and I am joined by Brian Walls of Tear Down the Walls Ministries. Now, if you've been following our agency for a while now, we actually partnered with Tear Down the Walls Ministries last year, and we're excited to have them as a nonprofit partner with our agency yet again. So Brian, would you mind telling our viewers and our followers a little bit about Tear Down the Walls Ministries and kind of what your mission is?
Yeah. So we started about 20 years ago as a homeless street outreach program. We quickly realized that we would do best if we partnered with other service providers in the city. Through those relationships, we grew more holistic in our ministry and started offering more programs than just the homeless street outreach, which included Bible studies and hot meals, case management, job training programs, and now housing. We landed in this neighborhood here on the near northwest side about 13 years ago, and we realized that there were a lot of other poverty issues that often led to homelessness with our friends and neighbors here. So we started reaching out with after-school programs, vacation Bible school programs, sending inner city kids to summer camps and things like that, in addition to our homeless outreach programs. And then we kind of transitioned our job training to where some of the homeless men that we were working with, we would do community development projects in this neighborhood as part of the job training, and use some of those abandoned buildings and abandoned spaces that they were remodeling for ministry work and for housing for those gentlemen.
Awesome. So obviously the last year has been very, very difficult on a lot of people, especially on nonprofits. So, you know, last year when we first met, we were going right into the heart of COVID and in the teeth of COVID. And I was just curious, how has the pandemic and everything had an effect on your ministry?
Well, our giving's way down. I think we were about 30% through most of COVID and each quarter. And not 30% lost, but actually about 30% of not what we normally receive. So if it hadn't been for some PPP loans through the SBA, we would have probably had to close our doors during COVID. And unlike most other businesses and a lot of other jobs, we were asked to step up our game a little bit. We needed to be out on the streets taking care of the homeless that are living outside during that time instead of sheltering in place. And but we'd lost our volunteers. Since we're mostly volunteer, about 99% volunteer organization, it made it very difficult for us. And it's been a rough time, but we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Things are starting to get a little bit more back to normal, and we're hopeful for the next year.
Awesome. Well, Brian, as you know, part of Catalyst Insurance Group, what we do is we take a portion of every single dollar our customers pay in premium, and we turn around and reinvest that in organizations like yours that help elevate the human condition. And that's what I'm here to do today, is to present to you a check in the amount of $2,000 to try to help you further your mission to go out and impact our community, and let's help make people's lives better. So Brian, would you mind sharing with everybody how these funds will be used to accomplish that?
Yeah, so we will probably use the majority of this to remodel some space in the men's transitional housing. So there's a couple of projects that we started right toward the beginning of COVID, and those volunteer teams that were scheduled to come in and help remodel that space, they canceled on us. And so since we lost them, now that work got started but never completed, and I believe we'll use the majority, if not all of it, to complete those projects so that we can have some more housing.
Awesome. Well, Brian, thank you for what you're doing. We're very, very grateful to be partnered with you. Thank you to everybody at Catalyst Insurance, all of our customers, all of our followers, all of our friends who help make this reality possible of using insurance as a vehicle to impact our community. Brian, best of luck, best wishes to you, and we look forward to seeing the amazing things that you're going to be able to do in and around our community.